Hello everybody and welcome back to Picnic Point Kayak Fishing. If you're thinking about buying a cart for your kayak, stay tuned because I'm going to review the most affordable, non-homemade kayak cart that I've found. Okay everybody, here it is. The little aluminum solid tire kayak cart that you can buy on Amazon and eBay and Wish and AliExpress and anywhere that you can shop for kayak stuff. This cart typically goes for about $45 to $65. I found that it's the lowest priced kayak cart on the internet. So it is constructed of aluminum. It's got solid rubber tires. It's got little foam pads to protect the bottom of your kayak, straps to keep it from opening up too far. It's pretty solid. Oh, it has this little kickstand that you can use to set it up so that when you're putting your kayak on it, it doesn't want to tip over, or it's not as much of a struggle to put it on. I find that little kickstand is quite handy when I'm loading my kayak. I have a suspicion that this cart is made by one manufacturer, probably somewhere Far East, and sold under many names under all those websites that I listed before, because they all look the same with the exception of maybe the wheels are a different color, or maybe it's got a different strap, or the foam pads might be a different shape or a different color, but essentially all these carts are the same. So you want to find the best price you can find on them and buy that one, because like I said, they're identical. It is pretty solid, holds my kayak well. When my kayak is fully loaded, it's pushing 100 pounds. And obviously I don't want to carry it around that way. Plus, when it's got all my gear in it, it's nice to like trolley it all around without having to make multiple trips. It came with a strap to tie down the kayak, which is right here. And as you can see, I have never used this strap because it's got a little plastic buckle, and to be honest, I don't think it would hold up against the stress of moving a 100-pound kayak with this little plastic buckle that would, in my opinion, likely break when you put a load on it. So I just use the same straps that I put on my car to hold the kayak down. I take one of those straps and put it on this cart to hold it down. As for the more challenging things about this kayak, as you can see, it's got sort of a V shape here, like this. That V shape is great if your kayak is V-shaped on the bottom. My kayak, however, is a channeled hull, or a pontoon style hull, where there's a channel in the middle, and when you put your kayak on this cart with a pontoon style hull, it wants to slide off one corner or another, which causes the kayak at the very least to be crooked on the cart. If you're lucky, it just rolls that way. If you're not, it tries to fall off. I have solved that problem by actually putting the front of my kayak on this cart, because if anybody has a Pelican Catch 130, it's V-shaped in the front and pontoon shaped in the back so that it cuts through waves well. And my quickest solution is to just put the V part of the hull on this thing. It's a little bit weird towing it with the front on the wheels, but I've sort of gotten used to it, and I haven't had to modify the cart so that it still fits nicely in the back of my boat. I've seen some people who have put pieces of PVC, Schedule 40 PVC, front to back on this cart so that it fits up inside of the channel of the hull. I don't like that idea on account of it takes up more space, and in some cases makes it so you can't fold the cart back up, because the cart folds pretty small or pretty flat, and it travels well in the back of my kayak. And that's what I like to do, is I like to stick it in the back of my kayak with the wheels sticking up and paddle that way. Keeps it out of the way, still leaves space for my fishing supplies and whatever things that I want to put in the back of the kayak. That leads me to my biggest complaint about this kayak cart. When you are towing it, you have to strap it on the forward side. Whichever direction you're moving the cart, it has to be on the forward side of that motion, because if you put it on the back side, the cart will actually catch on uneven surfaces or rough surfaces and fold over and lay down like that while it's on your kayak. And that just drives me nutty. After several attempts at doing it and learning how to use this cart, I discovered that you have to put the strap on the forward side, whichever side is rolling forward, that is the lead side of the tires, is the side that the strap has to go on, so that the load is distributed right, so it keeps the cart from collapsing. Other than that, that's the biggest peeve. But other than that, the thing rolls really well on smooth surfaces. It rolls well on packed dirt and grass mostly. The narrowness of the tires does not lend itself well to rolling on loose sand or loose gravel, or even packed gravel or rocks that might be a little bit bigger than about, a couple inches. It's a tough pull, and sometimes if you hit something, again, the cart slides off or moves the wrong way. That collapsing becomes an issue again. But for moving my boat around, it has worked well enough that I have not decided to replace it or modify it. It just takes some work to get used to it. I like moving it over smooth surfaces and whatnot. It helps me to wheel my kayak in and out of my garage pretty well. I even can use the elevated height that it adds to my kayak when towing to make it easier to load the kayak on my car or onto the stands that I have here in my garage. It works overall pretty well. You just have to be aware of its odd little quirks. So if this video is at all helpful in any kind of way, don't forget to tap like and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and it helps support what I'm doing. If you have any questions about this kayak cart, don't hesitate to put your questions in the comment section. I'll do my best to answer all of them. Keep fishing and stay safe.